Yo people, welcome back to Lion in the Room. This is episode 8 and it's lovely to have you guys with us. Thank you for tuning in, and for those that are enjoying the podcast, please leave a like, comment, or even sharing. Subscribing is the most important one. We're at 59 subscribers. We would love to get to 60. The goal is to get to 70 by the end of the month, but hopefully you guys continue to enjoy our content and you enjoy the conversations that we have. Let's get into it. I'm your host Leo, and I'd always introduce my boy K, co-host.
Hey guys, hope you guys are good.
Nice one. How you doing, my boy?
I'm tired.
I'm feeling kind of hot though.
Yeah, it's hot.
I'm feeling kind of hot. It's getting colder now, and our windows are getting closed. Ventilation is tough.
You see, that's the thing. These houses, they're built for the winter only. Mm-hmm. But then after that,
That's
nothing.
it.
That's it.
Tough. I feel like some countries do find it hard to accommodate both seasons.
Yeah.
But think back to the heat in Niger. Like when you were staying in Niger, bro. For as far as I can remember, bro, it was hella hot, man.
It was hot, but we had AC to blow on.
I didn't have AC in school.
You didn't?
I had AC in my first school.
Yeah.
I remember the first secondary school that I went to, we had like air conditioning in the rooms. We used to work that stuff, bro. I remember we used to change the filters whenever it started to get dirty.
Yeah, you change it.
You wash that stuff under your tap.
And then,
Oh my days, bro. But nah, man, those times were good. I feel like a good thing with school is that you get to meet a lot of people, and in meeting a lot of people, you kind of start to decide what you want to do in life.
Yeah.
And that's how we're gonna get into our topic today. I'll say today's topic is ambition and self-fulfillment.
Yep.
I don't think that's something that people look at and be like, that's not something I want. I believe every human being, like I always say, has had dreams.
Yeah.
And your dreams become your ambitions. Your ambitions are there because you believe those are things you can accomplish, you know? And being in school is a great starting point for me because I feel, like I said, you meet people and you get to see different perspectives. You get to see other people that probably want to go into the same aspiration as you do, but there's a difference. How was it like for you?
In school, I think maybe because of the type of school I went to, a lot of people at the time, no one was really particularly thinking of ambition in the sense, like everyone was just like, I don't want to say like everyone was just like vibing and having fun, but like a lot of people were just like, you know, everyone was making jokes at that.
It seemed that way.
Yeah, it seems like everyone was just here vibing. Maybe you come in some fresh shoes, you go play basketball. If you're good at basketball, you're a popular guy. If you always have, you know, the latest stuff, you're a popular guy. Or if you have lots of friends. So, you know, no one was really like thinking about, okay, what they want to be. A few of us actually knew what they wanted to be. Like, I know a guy, he wanted to be a pilot.
Yeah.
And like he's actually doing that stuff right now. He's currently in the middle of like his training. I think he needs to have at least, he told me it was like 150 hours in the air. So he's currently doing that to get his like official license and whatnot. So it's like, you know, we had a few guys here and there who knew what they wanted and were working towards that.
Yeah.
While everybody else was still, you know, when we were small, everyone was footballer, somebody doctor, then, you know, it changes and all that.
Well, you mentioned two, I'd say crucial things I'd like to point out. So the first one, let's say the person is playing basketball, you got those fresh kicks. If they're playing well, they keep on playing because more people are telling them, oh, you're really good at basketball. Yeah. Oh, bro, guy, you're actually balling out. Or all that popularity and attention can push that person into seeing basketball as an ambition. Yeah. Sometimes it starts from the love of the game. Yeah. You know, we have a lot of players in the NBA, in other basketball leagues that are there, you know, for that passion to play basketball. But for some, they were probably pushed by parents that were into sports, or they were around people that felt like they could achieve something in that spectrum. I believe that's very true. Because a lot of times, like you said, people don't come into school always knowing what they want. They're either pushed into a particular direction or, you know, it's an empty map. But they come in and they have a hobby or a talent, and people see that and they're like, you're a cut above the rest. You should take this seriously. And from there, a career or a pathway is opened. Now going into your friend, the pilot, he has so much experience that he needs to gain, so many skills he needs to have, the level of focus to fly a plane filled with people, not just yourself.
Yeah.
That's another ambition. He wants to be a pilot, bro, but at the same time, he also knows that there's a lot of hard work and a lot of, nitty gritty
that he needs to get into. Yeah.
He needs to get into, he needs to think about, because one mess up, bro, and some people are pushed away from that ambition.
Indeed.
Some people feel like, I can't do this. But in preparation and practice, you're able to prepare yourself. Simple, practice makes perfect.
Man. Yeah. That's actually the saying we have in our workplace. Practice makes.
Oh really? Oh yeah, of course, of course.
There was actually a point I wanted to make in regards to what you said, especially considering the fact that you mentioned how in school, like with basketball, some people are better than others, and it's like they're cut above the rest. So it's like people are encouraging them to, go into this. Like, you're really good, you should think about this. And then I was just thinking, it's like, a lot of people do get that. They hear that from their peers. And it's like when they now get into like the next level, they're using their ambition. Like this is their ambition basically.
Yes.
Where it's like they've now come into a level where it's like there are now people as good as you, and you're no longer a cut above the rest. You're now like average. So it's like, how would someone's ambition now play into that, in the fact that this is what their dream has been, but it's like now they're coming here and it doesn't seem so feasible anymore, because it's like everyone is just as good as they are.
Yes.
With some people being even better.
Everyone has an opportunity. Everyone's got a shot.
Exactly. Not everyone now has a shot. So it's like, how does someone's ambition now play into that? Because you can see like the varying degrees, like how bad do you really want this? Some people give up.
Yes.
Some people still keep pushing. You know, that's just the thing about ambition, because everyone's ambition and how far they're willing to go to achieve their goals is different. And I just wanted to, like, how do you perceive that?
I'd say like that's like the first step into reality. That's like the first step into reality. I was moving from the mic. First step into reality, because you were in a bubble or a circle, phase, whatever. You were in a community where you were number one or number two. Being number two is still pretty good out of 50 people. Yeah. That's a lot. You were one of the top, and you've now been moved to your next phase. And you realize that, I might be number 10 out of 30 or something like that. Yeah. But you still want to be number one. So if you still want to be number one, you realize that you have to work to be number one. Even those with talent have to gruel, and they have to hear people say, he's just talented. Yeah. You have to work hard. I feel like aside from basketball, so that we don't just single in on that topic, aside from basketball, other things, even if you are going into a medical profession, the truth is that it's competitive. The truth is that even to put your skills out there, you need to be competitive. You need to be open to learning as well, be it a sport, be it a practice, be it working in a firm. You have to practice, man. You have to study. You have to... It's like you're a blade, bro. Sharpen. You have to sharpen that blade. You're never going to use a dull knife to cut food. You know what I mean? Exactly. And when you do, you realize how tedious it is. But when you get a sharp knife, it's just very cutting. Smooth. It's easy. And you realize, it's comfortable, or it's a lot better when something works well. So for something to work well, you need to sharpen that skill. So for a person, I'll definitely say, once you get into reality, you also realize that your talent can take you so far. Yeah. You now need to refine. You need to refine your talent.
That was a good one.
You need to refine your talent, bro. Because if you don't, then you realize that even those below you have a better work ethic. Your ambition is not just, I want to be here, and you manifest it. A lot of people say, they manifest things, but you have to work for it as well, man. Yeah. I don't believe in manifestations, because my hands can only make things. My hands can't bring anything out of thin air. You know what I mean?
I can't manifest $1 million. Like,
of course, you have to work hard. I wish I did, but you have to work hard. So when you look at your ambitions and your dreams and the things you want to achieve, you have to work towards them. And that when you achieve them, there's a sort of fulfillment. And that self-fulfillment that comes in. That self-fulfillment that comes, broski, it's so much better, because you did it. Yeah. You did it. And we'll get into that probably later. But sticking to ambition, I've come to realize that a lot of people struggle with finding an ambition.
Yeah.
Let's start off with finding an ambition. Obviously, before you follow a career, you kind of have to know what you want to do. So we're gonna go back to secondary school. I feel like in primary school, you're still going to school based on my parents want me here, that kind of thing, or I want to see my friends at school.
And everyone still wants to be a superhero when they grow up.
Exactly. You know, because those were the things that felt, you know, are real.
Yeah.
The fictional felt so real being a kid, but then the joy of chasing an ambition, or the joy of chasing a dream, I feel like those things gradually fade off as you get older, because as reality hits, you realize you're never going to see Superman in the sky. So like, how am I ever going to be a superhero?
I really tried when I was a kid, like, to be a superhero.
Jumped off the stairs.
Yeah, I did. In fact, I trained for it. So I'll start with like the 2-step, 3, 4. I kept doing it until one day I cleared the 8 and I landed face first. I
thought you were going to say that, oh, you cleared the 8 and like you felt so powerful.
No, I landed on my face right here.
You know what I did?
What?
Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Bro, I messed up so bad, bro.
My dad just said, bah. I say, yay. You know what's funny? When my dad just said, what was that? I was like, the pain in my head went. I was like,
nothing. You know how it is. You're not even looking them in the eye.
You're not even
I'm just going to go back to my room. I think something.
Yeah, you know, I'm okay. Like, there's no problem. Like,
2 seconds after, sorry, daddy, and then you try and run away.
As soon as you go inside your room, you just cry. That's it paid me.
No, man. But you see, like, to find something to chase after is a struggle. I find that hard because when I was there, I started off in my SS1, so like year 7, I decided to go into sciences. Well, I did my common entrance to become a science student.
Yeah.
And I failed it at first, but then I did it again and I passed very well. And I was going to become a science student. But in choosing what I wanted, I decided to follow my grandpa. I wanted to go into that career path because it just made sense, you know, bro. Like, I've always enjoyed creating things, from, you know, making Legos. You see all these here, from making Legos to any game that gives me the option to create something, I will try and make it, you know. So I've always kind of had that joy for creating things and the curiosity to see how things are made, you know. So I thought film would be a great idea. And from there, I started, you know, kind of chasing the ambition. In secondary school in Nigeria, opportunities weren't always there, but it was still in my head, bro. You know, sitting in your classroom when you're not having class, it's like a little break, just looking out the window, daydreaming, thinking of what you want to do, winning awards, stepping up and, you know, inspiring people. I've always wanted to inspire people. That's my ambition. That's one of my ambitions. At the end of the day, I still want to be great in the eyes of God and in the eyes of my peers, but to inspire and to help people understand what I believe is right, or what I believe is right in the eyes of, I guess, you know, basic principles.
Yeah.
It's something that I hold dear to me. But then you get hit with that realization that it's going to be hard. Yeah. You know, my parents always told me that you have to work for it, but you don't take it serious until it hits you in the face. Until it hits you in the face, then you're just like, oh,
man. And
I found that hard because as much of a hard worker I believe I am, sometimes I get faced with challenges, bro, and I'm ready to drop everything.
Yeah.
I'm ready to drop everything. So did my ambition, was it actually an ambition, or was I just picking stuff? And I feel like a lot of young people go through that struggle because they reach that phase, and I feel like that's like the first phase. They reach that phase and they're just like, oh, this is the worst thing of my life.
Yeah.
This is the worst feeling. I don't know what to do. And some people hide that stress, some people don't, but some people drop ambition, man. What do you think, bro? Like,
I think that's really, you know, it's good that he said that, because a lot of people, when they get to like the university level, that's when it's like it hits them like, okay, is this really what I wanted to do? But it's too late. You've already paid the money for the course, and it's like now you're in it. You might as well just finish the 3 years or the 4 years if you're in America. And then they get out of uni. It's like, okay, now that I've gotten this thing, do I really want it? Like, is the ambition that strong?
Yeah.
Like, and then it leads to just people kind of having complete lack of ambition, and then you see people drifting through like careers, different career paths, just trying different things. But at the same time, I do think, it is to be expected in some degree, because like as people grow, they have to, experiment with different career paths, different things to find out. Because not everybody is going to know from childhood what they wanted to be.
Of course.
When I was a teenager, I wanted to be a basketball player, that didn't. At some point, that ambition teetered
We were still playing ball though. We were still playing ball.
We were still playing ball. 2021. Yeah, we were still playing ball, but it's just like, okay, I just do this for fun now. And so it's like as you grow older, it's like, okay, you start thinking, okay, I guess that didn't work out. Let's look at something else. I think at the end of the day, like while people have varying degrees of ambition, some people they know what they want from the jump. They're willing to put in the hard work and the effort. Some people know what they want, but the ambition for it is not as strong.
They don't know how it's going to come.
Exactly. They don't know how it's going to come. Maybe because they don't perceive it to be coming to them easily. They're just like, but that's actually what they want. And some people, while they may have a strong drive, they just don't know what they want.
Yeah,
so they're looking for where to put that drive into, because no one wants to put their drive into the wrong thing, and then at the end of the road they're just like, oh, I made a mistake
and I got all these different things. I heard this saying, bro. You know how we used to say, oh, jack of all trades. Yep. Like the full saying is jack of all trades, master of nothing. Damn. It's like okay, cool, you can do all of these, but what do you specialize in?
Nothing.
Because if you have a specialty, then someone's gonna be like, I have a guy that is top notch at this radio broadcasting, creation, any of these things, But if you could do anything, I feel like someone would prefer to get a person
who
specializes on one thing. So they would, they're expected to know everything about it. But I see where people struggle with it, And I just wanted to ask you a quick question before I go back into talking. Do you feel like people lose ambition around high school?
That's a good question.
I think they do.
You do?
Yeah, I think they do.
I think so. Like some people do, like around that high school level, with the reason why I don't always consider it so much, because high school is an awkward time. It's like, people, hormones and all that. People are going through puberty. One day they think this is cool. The next day they don't. Like my brother now, he's what? 16?
Yeah,
he's gay. So he's at that age where it's like, okay, this is cool. Okay, no, then that is cool. It keeps changing. So it's like, while people do lose ambition, that is right. People do lose ambition, but I just don't think, is it real? It's like, what they call puppy love, like, when you're
being cuddled and stuff.
No, like your secondary school girlfriend.
Yeah,
a lot of people think they're gonna marry,
because they're so close.
Yeah, they're so close.
She's waiting for you outside the hostel.
Yeah, you got it. So it's like, you think, this is my wife, I'm done, But it's like,
and then you come out of secondary school and you see babes in makeup.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh,
really?
that your babe, with all back. There's nothing wrong with it.
All back is actually nice. Like, I think all back is nice. I just think the stigma. No, there's no stigma. It's just it's what people used to do in secondary school.
It's this. Just think about it like this. Think about how you were in secondary school.
Exactly.
And then think about your classmates, boy and girl. Think of them now. Big glow up, yeah?
Yeah.
Secondary school ruins people.
It does.
Boarding school ruins people.
Always glow up once they step out.
I think about it, bro. I feel like my head was 2 times bigger. I feel like my head was 2 times.
I think what happened was maybe your body was just smaller, and then your body just grew, so the head is now proportional.
Thanks for making me cope. Thanks for helping me cope. Oh man, but this is why I say I feel people suffer in that perspective or lose ambition in that perspective. I'll start off with something easy: bullying. If you came into school and you were a very open person, you used to talk about the things you wanted to do. Truthfully, you learn not to do that.
Yeah.
But some people start to take advantage of you. Some people start to make fun of you. Some people start to bully you because you want to do something better than them, or you've kind of found out what you want to do and they haven't. Some people tend to spite you because of that.
Or it could just be a case of like, you want to do something that isn't the norm.
Yes.
Like, and people just find it weird.
Exactly.
Like, you know?
People always react differently to what is not normal.
Exactly.
And a lot of things, change up and become normal. So it's really just what everyone feels is okay.
Yeah.
But as a kid, bro, if you do have a dream, sometimes it will get crushed. Yeah. Or you would lose that lack of ambition, not just because you don't really know, but sometimes some people don't know how to help you nurture that ambition. Some people are filled with resentment. Some people much older than you may not want to see you improve. But for you as a person, you can't let go of that ambition, bro. You can't let go of that ambition because who knows where it came from. For us, it could be from God. For anybody, it could be from God, to be honest. It could be your talent or your ideas coming to fruition, like coming into your mind and things, but you can't let go of those things. But I feel, even through experience, I almost lost my own ambition through just feeling as though it wouldn't come out. Maybe you go through some struggles in high school and little things like that, and you just feel like this is not something I may be able to achieve. You know what I mean? And the next thing you know, a few years after, you find your own classmate achieving that dream you wanted to follow. You know what I mean? Like, people will try and bring you down, but I just feel like that's normally because a lot of people do not have that ambition, or a lot of people have not found something to chase after. But after you come out of high school, going into uni, you're kind of a bit more structured. You're no longer doing 12 to 18 subjects, for example. You now have some courses based off of the degree you want to receive.
It's all relating to the degree now.
But then what now causes a person to pick the wrong degree? I just feel like it's a lack of focus, or at the same time, a lack of direction. Because we all go to uni for the first time.
Yeah.
So when you are picking out what you want to do, you're either being pushed to a particular course by maybe family pressure, or you do not know what you want due to a lack of decisiveness.
Yeah, it could even just be a case of like what someone particularly wants. You can't find it in uni, like in terms of like a course. Like someone wants to be, let me think of something obscure. Someone wants to be a content creator on Twitch.
Yeah, but the thing about content creation is that content creation kind of came out of entertainment. It kind of came out of entertainment, and entertainment is that thing in between. People will only look at it as a great career if you're making great money, if you're inspiring people.
Yeah.
But truthfully, bro, we're in this day and age where anybody can get a mic, be in front of a camera,
put a camera on.
Exactly, and you can talk, you can do whatever, you can play your games, you can record yourself. I feel like some people having ambitions going into content creating nowadays have it a bit easier.
Yeah.
Not just because it's there, but there are a lot of people that have paved the way.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Regardless of the fact that there are the goods and the bads, a lot of people have paved the way for younger people, older people of all sorts to get into content creation, to make some form of financial living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no, man, I just feel like to have ambition as a young person is really important, because even if you're not thinking about it every day, when you go back home, you can still ask yourself about your dream. You can still ask yourself about your vision, the vision you have for yourself, bro. Because come on, bro, you can't have no vision. You need to have a vision for yourself so that you can chase it. And I feel like an ambitious person is the best person you can be around, because they will motivate you
to find your own ambition.
Exactly.
Basically,
they don't have to, pull you by the pants and stuff. But if you're being around them, it can motivate you, especially when they're probably still able to make time for you, or you realize that they probably can't make as much time for you. At the end of the day, the choice is going to be yours. But finding an ambition is a great way to grow in life, because you will start to see a lot more that you probably passed up on.
Okay, yeah. So I just wanted to ask you a question, actually. So just like, let's sidestep a bit.
Yeah.
So in regards to people who know what they want and have the ambition,
Yeah.
say we have two people here, you know, someone who their ambition is the same thing, but they're willing to go to different lengths in different ways to achieve it. Say, for example, someone who's willing to be, you know, unethical, immoral, just forget morals, forget morality, forget ethics to the side.
A lack of principle.
Lack of principle to achieve their ambition at all costs, at any means necessary.
Yeah.
Versus someone who has an ambition and is working hard towards it, but they want to do it the ethical way, the moral way. Would you say the first person I mentioned has more ambition than the second person I mentioned?
That's a rare case of the tortoise and the hare. One's rushing, one's taking it slow. And the truth is that those two people may reach the same destination, but it's only going to affect them internally. The person that worked ethically and chose to go through a more just the person that worked a lot more ethically, he or she ends up, I believe, feeling a lot more accomplished. Because there's this thing, my mom, whenever she's talking to us about finding some form of income or following our dreams, she always stresses the fact that we work within legal means. So, okay, no illegal stuff. Why shouldn't we do illegal stuff? Maybe we might get caught. Maybe our conscience will prick us. Maybe at the end of the line, we may not learn what we need to learn. In making money, you learn how to save money. But if you're given money, you kind of struggle in seeing the importance of saving, because you didn't make the money. It was just given to you. A person that goes through unethical means or goes through any kind of evil way to make a name for themselves will always know at the back of their mind that they had to go through that unethical means. And the person that still went through ethical means is somewhere around that level or even higher than them. They will always have that at the back of their minds. And at the same time, I think it's pretty selfish, man, for yourself and for the people around you to go through unethical means. It's kind of like, I mean, by all means necessary is a good way to look at things. I mean, come on, the doggish attitude is needed, but you shouldn't allow yourself to go as far as, you know, doing the wrong thing or becoming a person you're not. I feel like it defeats the point, because to have ambition means you are trying to prove something to yourself as well, because you believe you can achieve a thing. But if you go and achieve that through unethical means, did you really believe that you could achieve it, you know, on your own? For example, let's say a criminal that wants to make tons of money. It doesn't have to be drug dealing. It could be gambling and deceit, you know, and he's making all that money, but he knows he's making other people lose more. Depending on how your conscience is, you may not be pricked by it, but you always know that the person that's been working in that company and they're now CEO, CSO, whatever it is at your same level or even higher, and he didn't need to do any of that. So I feel like you miss out on a lot of things. You miss out on a lot of the journey. You miss out on a lot of the values you would have, because those values would steer you in the right direction, and it will also help you to inspire other people, especially if people find out that what you were doing was unethical. You're in shambles.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. You know, unfortunately, the reality of this world is like some people can do the most unethical things and just never get caught and get away with it. Like, you know, their parents will come when they're dead. But like, you know, in the land of the physical, it is seen as they were never caught, never paid any.
So no consequence.
No consequence, but the consequence, you know, would be after when they've passed, and it's now like, you know, the spiritual judgment.
People don't think about then. A lot of times people kind of think about them now.
They just think about them now. So it's like, okay, you know, as long as they don't get caught, then, you know, fair game. On the other hand, we may have cases of people who is like, they come from like low income neighborhoods and they feel like their back is against the wall.
Yeah.
You know, like in places like poverty, where there's just abject poverty. Some people have to steal to eat. You know, sometimes they don't want to do it, but it's like they feel like they don't have another choice. And some cases, truthfully, they don't always have another choice. But there are cases where there's always a choice. But at the end of the day, with ambition and all this, it's like
it's tough, but you can't say, oh, it's crime is wrong, bro. It's hard for people to not go into crime, but you cannot justify it. I feel like I can no longer justify it because it just doesn't paint a person in the right light, man. I mean, your situations are always going to be different. We don't know how things work for people, but if wrong is wrong, then why should anybody try to justify it? You know what I mean? That person that didn't have food and went to go work his 3 jobs or whatever, they're not stupid to overwork their body so that their family can get to eat, or even just they can get to eat. So for the person that chose to steal, chose the easy way out. Because he's definitely thought about the fact that, I might be pretty fast. I might go into this corner. I might do this or that and this. Even thieves premeditate these stuff. Their crimes are premeditated. So for the person that had no choice, kind of thought that thing through. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to bash anybody on it, but I will always say that crime is wrong. But everyone always has something to struggle with, and sometimes life can play very bad cards for you.
Exactly,
and it just messes up your situation.
Play bad cards,
makes it hard for other people to look at you and see how things are. But crime is wrong. Crime is wrong.
Crime is wrong.
Crime is wrong.
Crime is wrong.
I'm not gonna tell anyone to commit crime through hardships.
Please don't commit a crime.
But you just have to try and work. Want more for yourself.
Try to do things ethically. Stay on the good path.
Exactly. Because if you want more for yourself, sometimes that causes a person to work a lot harder. Yeah. Let's say that homeless guy that probably got the opportunity to live with his friend on his couch or something. Imagine if he was laying on the couch all the time. You go to work, you come back, you still see the same guy laying on the couch. You've given him the opportunity to sleep somewhere, but now he's not looking for an opportunity to work somewhere. So what's the point?
At that point,
you have to put something on the table for yourself. You need to want more. You sit down there and you wait for an opportunity to come. It truthfully will become harder for you because you will continue to feel like the opportunity is not going to come, or the opportunities that came before weren't what you wanted. Yeah. So I still come out to definitely say people need to work towards that.
I think that example you mentioned, that just demonstrates a lack of ambition. It's like,
of course, bro, of course. You've gone through all the stress of, I don't have a place. Oh, damn, this. And then your friend helps you out. And you're already just thinking about how you get to sleep in a cool place, no one kicking you, nothing. You're not sleeping on the road. And then it's like the story just ends. Happy ending. Homie lives in the house now. Like, no. Ew. Like, no. Ew. Go find a job. Go do something. I don't know. Clean your boy's house. That's bro. At that point, you're not living there for free. Anymore,
at that way, like
you're not living there for free anymore. You can't, because it doesn't look good on you. It shows poor character as well, and it does not show that you appreciate what that person did for you as well. Because you can show them that, hey, I'm a get back off. What did my mom say? You falling down, get up and dust your bum. Get up and dust your bum, bro. Because you can't just sit down and be like, well, I'm gonna wait for life to make things better for me. Because life's just gonna look at you and chuckle, bro. It's crazy. I don't think people should be like that, man. People should always want more for themselves. A lack of ambition is crazy because at some point you will lose time. But hey, man, it's no time like the present. I feel like everybody has an opportunity to make things better for themselves, or to find a way to avoid or to work past that struggle. Yeah. Because what do you gain from having nothing to your name? You know what I mean? Yeah. Material things go, but you have to at least show that you worked hard.
So when they look back at your life, they'll see what he did. It's like, okay, at least he did his best.
But then it still has to be something that you can proudly tell other people. Because the whole point is to show everyone else that they can do it too. Everyone needs to have ambition. everyone needs to have ambition. Unfortunately, this world isn't perfect, bro. Imagine a perfect world. I was talking with some of my colleagues about it, and I said the person working at the convenience store in a perfect world would not hate that job.
Oh yeah, it'd be a nice
They would
job.
not hate that job.
Nice
One,
job. Doing this part for society.
exactly. That's one. Two, he believes that society is not evil. He doesn't believe that society is biased. He doesn't believe that there are those that benefit more. So he'll definitely work happy there, bro. Knowing that he can get his money there, knowing that he's not being taxed poorly or cheated in any way.
Yeah.
I feel like he would be happy. But we're in a world where there is a lot of divide, there's a lot of opposition towards the right thing, and the right people are treated wrongly.
And not everybody has access to the same opportunities.
Not everybody has access to the same opportunities. And some people with access to those opportunities do not make great use of it. They squander it
away. And I think that actually, a lot of people are in positions where it's like they have all these opportunities.
Yeah.
But they keep messing up. Like they keep just playing about with it. And it's like you never know what you have until it's gone. And when it's gone, it's not coming back. Now you're thinking, if I still had it, I would have done. But it's like you had it and you threw it away. You had it, you squandered it. So message for the guys, please, if you have that opportunity, do not squander it. It's once in a lifetime. It could be once in a lifetime. You could have it one time. Make the best of it so that when you look back, you're like, yeah, I did that, didn't I?
Have you ever felt like you squandered an opportunity?
Ooh, that's a good one. No, I don't think so.
Really?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's ever been like a situation where it's like I had a great opportunity in which, I think it just comes down to, it can also just come down to like the foundation of like the training your parents gave you.
Of course.
Some people's parents train them like, look, life is not fair. Some people, you may never get opportunities in their lifetime. But if you are lucky to get one, do not squander it. Do not play about with it because it may never come back.
Exactly.
So, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where it's like I had this great opportunity and I just did not take it seriously. And I think I can thank my parents for that just understanding of like when you have something good, make the best of it. So yeah.
100%, man. I love the fact that you said that, because then I can say that I felt like I squandered a few opportunities. The podcast will always be one of the things I'd mention, because you being my boy, you know how long it's been since I've been doing this, bro. A good 3 years.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I never got back on it was because I felt like my opportunity was gone. I really felt like my opportunity was gone. I gave so many stories. I used to tell people before I wanted to have them on my podcast, and they never saw a podcast.
Yeah.
So, bro, grade A waffling. Like put some cherries and syrup on that stuff, bro. Oh, and I felt terrible. But same thing as you, I thank God for my parents. I thank God for my siblings. I remember a time where I was struggling and I was ready to give up.
Yeah.
And my brother was like, he wasn't angry at me, but obviously in his hurt, he was like, yo, like, it kind of made him sad to hear that I couldn't come and open up to him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my younger brother, bro, but to feel like this guy could have even helped me stick with my ambition, I lost out on that.
Yeah.
I lost out on a whole 3 years. Imagine we've done 8 episodes in almost 2 months. So I believe we can make it 10 if we work as hard as we need to.
Episodes. That's actually do.
We've been doing
one a week, because we do one a week. So
we do one a week. We've been saying this already, bro. We have like 8 episodes in. And the thing is just, you have to be thankful.
Yeah.
Because I have to be thankful because I still have people that believe in me. And the greatest thing ever that God has done for me as well, aside from keeping me alive every time I choose to shut my eyes, is just the fact that my closest circle is the best circle I'm going to have in my life.
Yeah.
It's the best circle anyone's going to have in their life. I spoke with a few friends, a few colleagues before, and they talk about how, you know, their circle's different now, or their circle's smaller, or they've removed or they've distanced themselves from family for different reasons. And the reasons I'm trying to point out are the ones where people resent, you know, their own choices in life. But the issue is that they start to pour that on the offspring.
Yeah.
Which makes them hard to find ambition.
Yeah.
Because at every point they feel that they're making an improvement, there's a parent or a guardian or a role model that's not doing their job.
Yeah.
Which makes it hard for anybody, you know, to shoot for the stars and things like that. I struggled with it, but it was me. It was me that held myself down. But for some other people, it's the people around them. And I'd definitely say, for anyone that you feel is holding you back, for whatever reason, the reasons don't matter. But if you feel like someone's holding you back, you have to cut them off. You know, like sometimes it's not, you know, hands folded. I don't want to be your friend no more. But it's kind of like
folded still.
It's not like you know, you don't want to be friends with that person no more, or you're trying to embarrass them.
Yeah.
It's just quietly you think of what you want for yourself. Because you are important, that type of thing, you know, you are important and you have dreams you want to chase. If there's someone that is bringing you down or preventing you from chasing those dreams, you unfortunately cut them off, because that's just better for you and better for them, because they will see that you're not messing about, and that will inadvertently make them choose, what do I want for themselves, for myself.
I think, you know, another thing to know is, like, personally, the way I see it is when the circle gets smaller, I see it as, you know, I'm grateful for you showed me the fact that you're just not meant to be
I
here,
thought I was losing friends.
like, you know.
I thought, sorry to cut you in.
Yeah.
I thought I was losing friends. The dynamic is so different, because for me, I felt lonely. Maybe I'm doing my own stuff, I'm doing my shit, and I'm just like, my boys ain't here, or like, oh,
Yeah.
I ain't spoken to this guy or this babe or this girl in so long, like,
Yeah.
and you just feel distanced.
Yeah.
Sometimes I be seeing on Instagram like all those posts where they be talking about how, you know, maybe God's distancing you because he's changing or preparing you for something.
What's coming next?
So you never really know.
Yeah.
But for me, bro, I kind of felt lonely still, like, because I like to be around people. Sometimes I like to listen, but nowadays I've gotten more into talking and, you know, letting my opinions be heard. Not like in a forceful type of way, but just having more conversations. I just like to be around good people. So it felt like I wasn't around good people, you know, and then that kind of became a struggle. But along the line, and with the help of my family, with the help of my friends, with the help of you, of course, I was able to sit down and look at what's important, you know, what's important to me.
Yeah.
And the same thing you said, the same thing my family said, man, like, you know, focus on this podcast that you enjoy speaking, you enjoy putting these things out. People are going to listen. So I'm like, yeah, man, don't let that ambition die. I still got so many other things that I want to try and achieve, bro. And it feels like I can achieve them. I believe that I can achieve them now, bro. But like, I don't think I'm ever going to have like a 3-year hiatus again, bro. Like,
Yeah, you can't really have another 3-year.
or even a 5-month.
We
bro.
can't even afford it in the budget, you know.
We ain't got no budget.
We will
We
one
ain't
day.
got no budget.
We'll get it if we keep putting out episodes eventually.
I ain't got
we
no
might get
money,
to-
man.
We'll get to a point where we get a budget.
We ain't
you
got
know.
no money.
I think it's just really good to, you know, just appreciate what you have all the time, like in the sense of like, you know, if it's always very important to surround yourselves with friends that have the same ambitions as you.
course.
You know, if you feel like someone is not matching the energy you're giving them, sometimes it's just better to let go, you know, like a lot of people is like, it may be cases where you're always reaching out to someone, reaching out. But then the moment you stop, it's just silence. It's like, oh, you know,
Hey.
they don't reach back out.
I have an uncle.
Yeah.
His name is Uncle Emeka. And I remember because my dad used to have this office in our compound. Like, so we had our house here and then there was the office. So I used to go in there sometimes, talk with the uncles and stuff. So he was there, Uncle Emeka. Funny enough, he had a cousin that went to the University of Reading as well.
Really?
Sorry, he had a nephew. You know Kaito now?
Oh,
Yeah. So Kaito was kind of like my family friend in a way. kind of. I mean, because his uncle was working with my dad.
Yeah.
So Uncle Emeka was telling me about like, you know, the friends you meet there and things like that. And I remember him telling me this. I feel my parents even told me this anyways, but I remember him saying that because that was probably one of the most important things he said to me.
Yeah.
So he told me that he was like, "Oh, Baba, you're going to have friends for different occasions.
Yeah.
You're going to have friends for different occasions. You're going to have friends you're going to study with. You're going to have friends you're going to go to parties with. You're going to have friends you're going to chill with, friends you're going to walk with. And you realize that you only have probably 3 or 4 of the same friends that you do everything with. But the other people you party with, you're never going to study with them.
Exactly.
Because they study with other people, you know? So you realize that you're always kind of going to be around different types of people, but you always have that like-minded group of people, you know? You have friends for different reasons. Don't feel as though like you need to have tons of friends, but you will have people there for different reasons. Like you said, you have some good friends and some other people are just acquaintances. You know what I mean?
Like we see ourselves at the party, we act like we're best friends, then we never speak until the next party.
Exactly. But in terms of people disappointing, everyone has their own life and everyone has their own challenges and battles to go through. But I've realized that for me as a person, I'm quite busy, but I try to make time for other people. If I forgot something, I forgot. That's a different situation. But if there is time to make myself available, then I will try and do that. If another person cannot, that's just based on their level of priority towards what you believe is important. Like when people turn up and when people don't turn up. I mean, it's the way a person perceives it. I'm only going to keep doing the podcast if I believe the podcast is something I enjoy and something that other people will enjoy. So I bring them out. You're going to come through because you're a good host and like you believe that people want to hear you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's all just based on what you want to do. Exactly. So for people like that, man, leave them by the wayside. They live their own life and so do you.
That's the thing. Like I personally, like, there's very few people I hold to like a standard.
Of course.
Majority of the people, sorry, this isn't like anything mean, but it's just like I don't expect things from a lot of people. It's just very few. Maybe like just this amount of people.
Yeah.
And it's like, because I do that in a way, is like, you know, obviously people will always disappoint. It's human beings. We've been disappointing since the beginning of time. We disappointed God with Adam and Eve, you know? So it's like when the inevitable disappointment comes, it's just like, okay, you know, fine. It is what it is. You know, what is important to you, you will act on, you know? There's this phrase that they say, you know, it's usually directed towards men, but like if he wanted to, he would. So if someone wants to do something, they have the ambition for it, they will do it. If they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. If it's not that important to them, they probably won't do it. If it's something they want to do, it's at the top of their list, they want to do it, they're going to do it. You know? And I just personally feel like, okay, everyone is living their own life. You know, if you want to do this thing, go ahead and do it. You know, at the end of the day, I don't hold anyone except a few small people to standards. And I just leave it at that because it's for just, you know, so that when they disappoint, I'm not bothered. Like, I'm not, you know, on that.
I hear you, bro.
I get it.
There's this other thing. I'm just giving you guys the wisdoms of my, I won't call them predecessors because they're still alive, obviously, but from my, I'm giving you guys the insight from, I don't know, just the people I hold dear.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this stuff. My dad came out and said this. In this life, you were born in, you know, through your mom, but truthfully, it's you and God.
Yeah.
You and your creator. So when you think of it in that perspective, you can feel at ease, one, because if I have to be very harsh, these people don't matter. They can focus on their own lives as they have their own ambitions and what they hold dear, and you can do same. If you ever, you know, cross paths, cool. You don't, you keep moving. And then there's this one thing that my mom said. You realize with people, you have a lot of people around you when they need you for something, or when you're popular, or when you're successful. But when you can no longer provide them what they want or feel that they need, they're gone. There's this proverb or something like that.
Yeah.
Success has many friends.
Yeah.
But failure is an orphan.
Yeah. That makes sense.
If you're successful, all the people that probably were
not
too
really talking
busy
to you,
or didn't have time to make stuff or make let's say make time to help out with your ambition or for you guys to put heads together. When you are successful,
suddenly everyone's
there's going to be
coming
like,
in.
hey, everyone's going to flock
Congratulations, you know,
in. I used to help
congratulations.
this. I remember this time we were talking about this, bro. And I didn't think he was going to do it. And look at him now.
I thought,
big guy.
you know, the thing that they would probably be talking, it was probably just a 3-minute conversation.
True.
And then they would like
True.
expand it and make
Yeah,
it like,
yeah, bro. Like a whole movie in their head.
Yeah.
But then when you don't have nothing, everyone's busy.
Everyone's
busy. Oh, that's cool, bro. That's cool. Everyone's busy. So what do? You live your life and you move on. Because if you think too much about people, if you worry yourself too much about people, I feel like that's when you also tend to lose a bit of your ambition. You're no longer focusing on what you want for yourself, but you're focusing on how people are affecting you.
Yeah.
My parents be talking to me about it, and even my dad, bro. My dad be telling me, well, just calm down. Don't worry about the things you can't control. Just focus on the time and get your stuff done. Focus on the time and get your stuff done.
Yeah.
You have a vision. Do not let the ignorance of others, and ignorance is not an insult, but it's just the lack of awareness towards something.
Just not
A lack of knowledge, a lack of awareness. Do not let the ignorance of others stop you from pushing past. Because if you focus on what others are saying, you start to lose focus on what you should be telling yourself or what God should be telling you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hey man, just a few more questions. Bro, we're even having a lovely conversation, but I want to end this on self-fulfillment.
Yeah.
Or fulfillment in general. You know, it's this form of satisfaction that comes with achieving something. Like you have a tick box, a few things to do. Let's say simple morning, just got to do my laundry, got to clean my room, whatever, exercise, breakfast, all those things. But you do them in your heart of hearts and in your mind. You know that, okay, I've done these things. I don't have to do them again
They're
today.
no longer on my mind.
So you feel some form of satisfaction. Now, making it bigger, you might want to go to work and achieve a particular target. And you achieve that target, you feel fulfilled. If you don't achieve the target, it's kind of like, oh, well, you try to look at ways to cope. You try to look at ways to, you know, still motivate yourself to come back tomorrow and try and do that. For you, what does it feel like to achieve? What does that fulfillment feel like for you? It could be anything, bro, from a kid, you know, finishing a game, reading a book, or, you know, going to a fight. Box that nigga. Oh man.
I think the thing with fulfillment, you know, achievements. In fact, I saw Maslow's hierarchy of needs is something we studied in economics. They call it self-actualization.
Hey, enlighten me. I don't know what that is.
Self-actualization is just like when you achieve your full potential.
Okay.
Like when you've reached your goal, ambition. This is what comes after achieving your ambition. You've max level, like you've hit level 99 or 100.
I saw something, sorry man.
Yeah.
I saw something called the Pygmalion effect.
What's that?
So I saw it from a reel. It was like a whole Dragon Ball Z motivational reel. But they were talking about the Pygmalion effect. It like a series of events that add together in your life where you realize that you live up to the expectations of people based on what they tell you. So if everybody around you always believes that you will achieve more and motivates you to find more, you will end up achieving more.
What's it? Okay.
But if you're kind of around people, now you're a bum. All those little stuff there, bro. Like
you achieve being a bum.
Yeah, you end up achieving nothing. You know what I mean? Like bum mentality. Like it's crazy. And I remember seeing that, and I was just like, I find that hard to believe because at the end of the day, I still have to make the choices. But I also believe that, you know, what people say about me
Can
inadvertently
affects to
exactly.
a degree.
You know, it can affect me to a degree as much as I let it to.
Yeah.
Well, carry on.
So yeah, I think, you know, with that achievement, that self-actualization, it's like some people call it a dopamine rush, you know, when your brain releases dopamine, makes you happy and whatnot. And because of that, some people get addicted to that.
Yeah.
So that's now what drives them. That's where their ambition comes from. Because this is now a bit of a different one because like they've experienced achieving their goal, and it's like they want more of that. So that's what keeps pushing them to try the next mountain, the next height. That's now the new ambition. That is the drive, and a lot of people, unfortunately, in their life probably will never experience fulfillment, just achieving the goal. And unfortunately, because of that, people never hit that plateau where it's like, I achieved this, what's next?
Do you
And
think?
so because of that, it's like they're okay with the mediocrity. The people who are usually said to be the best of the best is like they don't stop when they achieve one thing.
Yes.
It's like, okay, what's next? They're bored now. It's like the next thing, and then they work towards the next thing. They achieve that, they do it again. It's like people winning Grammys. Well, what you have Kendrick who win. Has Kendrick won a Grammy yet? Before I say the wrong thing.
Kendrick's won lots of awards.
Exactly. I don't know why.
There's nothing wrong when you're talking about Kendrick, bro. Kendrick's won lots of awards, Mr. Morale.
Exactly. So imagine like that. Imagine if Kendrick won the first Grammy and said, you know what? I won the first one. I'm done.
Like, done making music.
I'm done. We wouldn't have all the projects we have. Exactly. That would be the worst time.
That'd be terrible.
Imagine that. But no, he said, okay, I got this one. What's next? The next project comes out, does it again, keeps doing it. And some people in pursuit of that, I'm using music now as an example because it's still an ambition.
Example.
I mean, because in pursuit of that, people evolve. They're trying to think, okay, this way is working now, but it will become outdated. Like sound, music, they're going to now change it to achieve the next goal. So it's like because of that, self-fulfillment is like they need more of it. So they keep evolving, they keep getting better, they keep incorporating new tactics to achieve the fulfillment. And just all in the pursuit of, some would call it dopamine, but I think it's more than that. Just that being something, making an impact. And that's why I just think, how that whole self-fulfillment just works, and of course just to go around with it.
I feel like sometimes people cut themselves short.
Yeah.
Some people cut themselves short as well. Of course, situations in life, society, it does affect people in today's world. Yeah. I mean, always affected people in today's world. The choices of the government kind of made life harder for some people and life easier for others. But for those that decided to cut themselves short, I still wouldn't bash them because, going through pressure is hard. But I feel like it isn't right because you as a human being deserve to see how far you were going to go.
Yeah.
And day after day, you might forget about it. Sometimes I don't even believe you forget about it. I feel like sometimes you never forget the dreams and ambitions you had, but you kind of tell yourself that you may never achieve it. And that's kind of the thing that breaks the human resolve. You telling yourself that you could never do it because you're now siding with everyone else. So who do you have? How do you now put your faith in God? You've reached a dark spot and the light isn't there. I feel my body tingling, so I feel like I'm telling the truth. There's this funny thing about me, bro. Like, I tell my mom, sometimes I could be having a conversation and I say something that I believe is, a deep sentence or something like that. And I get this little shiver on my back, bro. Like, it's not cold. Or we were talking about how this place is hot.
Cooking. Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, this is definitely God or the Holy Spirit, bro. Like, but like I said, like, you lose that light or you're unable to see that light, A lot of people need to, realize that life is tough. Life is hard, man. And I don't think it's going to get any easier with the way things are going. But your ambition helps you to go through day to day. Don't get me wrong. You might wake up, as everything is. Some people don't. But the fact that you're able to open your eyes gives you the opportunity to set out, the things you want to achieve and feel fulfilled, Like, I tried to talk to my girl about it as well, but maybe sometimes I don't approach it the right way, or I don't explain it, and it seems as though I'm pointing fingers. But for anyone else, bro, I would tell you, you need to have something more for yourself. You need to
want more for yourself.
You need to want more. But some people might ask me, Leo, what do you mean by more? Like, I'm doing this, is this not enough? Or are you saying that I'm not working hard? I'm not saying that you're not working hard, but chase your dreams.
Yeah.
Chase your dreams, because your dreams are what will make you stand out. You know? Some people may have looks, some people may have physique or whatever, but hey man, that guy that's got a brain should use it. That girl that has talent should use it. She has a voice, she should use it. Because if you don't hone your skills, then they're just gonna be there. You know how you might leave your house for like a month and everything's dusty? Imagine your brain, bro. Inside your brain's just cobwebs, because you ain't even. You see all those cartoons? Yeah. Oh, let's check what's happening in Squidward's brain, and they see like cobwebs everywhere, bro. No ideas, nothing. People just need to try and sit down and stop themselves from getting so overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed sometimes, bro.
We all do.
Exactly. We all get overwhelmed. So if we all do, and that would be the first step of getting out of there. If you realize that we all get overwhelmed, then you just need to take your time and get back to work.
Sometimes you just need to take time, just reevaluate.
Exactly.
Remember why you're doing this.
Exactly.
Why you are going through these things. Reevaluate, rediscover, and get back to it.
Exactly. And I think that's where we're going to stop now with Lion in the Room. Episode 8 has been an interesting one. Seems like an hour, but what's your ambitions? What would you like to achieve in a few years? Just one thing. Name one thing.
Okay, that's a good question. I think at the end of the day, like, what I want to achieve is I just want to be in a position where I, as a man, can take care of my family.
Financial stability.
Just not financial stability, yes, just financial stability. Emotionally, just be that pillar of strength. Like, when my family looks to me, they know that, okay, he's okay.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
Okay, everything is good.
My dad's got a name. My dad's got a name that I'll call him once in a while now. He knows what I'm talking about.
You gonna tell us the name? Or?
Indestructible.
Exactly. Just
when you hear that word, you're indestructible. It's like power.
Yeah, I'm
bro,
good. That's
you cannot be moved. I was talking with my dad, and my dad was telling me, just, you know, the processes of life.
Yeah.
Things are hard, but you gotta be harder, bro. It's you and God. So what do? You ask God for strength. And even I still struggle to ask God for strength, bro. But you have to be a rock, knowing that no one can push you around. And if no one can push you around, they're definitely not pushing your family around.
Exactly. If the Lord is your strength, you can be moved.
Exactly, man. Big ups to my dad. Big ups to your dad. Big ups to all the dads.
Big ups, father.
All the male inspirations, the male guardians, the female guardians models, as well. All the role models are very helpful to the community and the younger role models as well. Because what you believe is most likely right. You just have to hone it and refine it so that you can inspire others to have ambition. You can inspire others to believe in themselves. You can inspire others to seek more. Because when you do not seek more, that's when you find yourself in the negative positions, or you find yourself on the darker spectrum of life. Where you find yourself doing the things that you told yourself that you would never do, you know? And I feel like as people, we're always gonna, well, one way or the other, we might fall in that.
There's always gonna be ups and downs.
Exactly.
When it just comes to it.
Exactly. We might fall into that pit, but there's always a way out. And we just have to believe that we can get there. But like I said, people,
for my Christians out there, God is your strength.
Yes.
The Lord is your light. When there is dark, the Lord will guide the way.
100%. 100%. You're putting it out there. You're getting more confident now.
Yeah.
I'm going
to put it out there.
Amen.
You know, I believe in the Lord.
Yeah,
He's my strength. He's my shield and my rock.
Yeah, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Nice one. Nice one. But yeah, people, this has been Lion in the Room, episode 8. Your boy Leo and K the Great.
Yeah. I like that. I like that one.
I be calling this nigga K the Great. That's from nowhere. And he remembers, oh yeah, that's my name.
That's my name. Yeah.
That's my name. That's what I do. That's what I do. Yeah, man. Another podcast done.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys like, share, and subscribe. Leave your favorite part in the comments. I'll keep asking you guys. And take care of yourselves. God bless you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Peace.